3, 2, 1, hello.
Oh shit. Oh, okay.
Don't get into character, John.
Sorry.
Time to get into character, everybody.
All right.
Everybody
stop doing their British accents.
Bobby, Joe, me, we're all actually friends in real life.
Yes.
We're not just business partners.
We're not business partners.
Am I in frame?
Oh,
yes.
Perfect,
Okay.
dude. I got it all set up, man.
Okay.
What's
Don't
up?
worry.
Welcome to the Locker Room Talk podcast. Matt Maran, Bobby Sheehan, Joe Gorman, with our guest today, John Ajodah. What's up? One of the best roasters in New York.
Thank you, sir.
Currently #1 contender to the Comedy Fight Club Championship and the New York Comedy Club Roast Battle Champion.
Indeed.
The belt collector
Yeah.
of roast battling.
Yeah, I'm just collecting ears around my necklace.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm going Vietnam style, baby.
Hell yeah. And for me personally, just over the last 6-7 years or so, one of the funniest just comics I've seen at
shucks.
shows, open mics, from
Sean,
those.
I don't know what you did to get him to say this, but it wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
Just one of the basements of those old Laughing Buddha climate open mics.
Yeah, I'm still
It
banned.
was-
I'm still banned from Laughing Buddha.
Are you really?
I checked. I'm still. Yeah. It was
What?
unforgivable.
Oh, I think I am also.
Yeah.
Are you
yeah.
serious?
because I
I
made
think
fun
so.
of the podcasting class.
That's-
Hey, I took that class, and it really
maybe
helped
in
me
hindsight,
Yeah.
maybe I should have taken. But
We'll determine that at the end
Yeah,
of this
yeah,
episode.
yeah.
Well, we got third-hand information. Bobby took the class, and then he taught us.
Yeah.
Right.
So that way it's like, look, we'll triple the fucking value of this thing
Yeah.
by teaching all of us.
I got the short straw of who of the three of us would take the class, and then I took all the information that Jeff
Yeah.
Lawrence
Yeah.
taught us.
It was
Bobby
like
would write the note, Matt would have a fucking take notes in crayon and shit. Ours would be backwards and stuff. I would just straight up forget to go. Bobby was the only choice, so yes, he took
Meticulous notes.
the
Well, can you,
podcast.
And it was
can you
only
drop
7
out of podcasting?
I'm like, dude, this is fucking gay. I'll wing it.
You're a fucking flunky of podcasting.
the college
Yeah.
dropout of
Yeah,
podcasts.
that's how you know
There's
how
so many stories I dropped out of med school and ended up doing this. What do you end up doing if you drop out of a podcasting class?
becoming a doctor.
You become a doctor.
It's like I need the structure of Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah. Yeah, so what Laughing Buddha used to do a bunch of classes. I know there was a joke writing class because the guy who taught it once told me he used one of my jokes as an example. So
Of
I
what
actually
not to
think
do.
I actually think comedy classes are very valuable now.
It's not even the first time you've brought that up.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it? No.
The professor was like, no matter what temptation, never write a joke like this.
Hey, that is Joe DeVito, who you know from Gutfeld.
Whoa. Professor Joe DeVito?
Professor Joe DeVito.
PhD.
#1 late night show in comedy, Gutfeld.
Does anyone so did you also take the comedy classes as
I did
well?
not. What, are you kidding me?
No, I don't know.
Alright, got
So you were just making fun of something you had no experience doing.
Why would you say that?
Bobby took the podcast.
That's actually the most offensive thing. All I do is roast battles, and I get called gay and Indian my entire life, and that's
it's
the
like
most offensive thing
You got a very
anyone's ever said to me.
you got a very I took a comedy class vibe.
How dare you? I'll walk out of this fucking thing right now if he doesn't apologize. If he doesn't apologize.
That's like the N word in this profession.
Yeah. You took a comedy class? Embarrassing.
Yeah. No. I don't know. I think there are some.
That actually hurt my feelings, dude.
Don't worry, dude.
Well,
I
but
do
insinuate.
think for some comedians the first they have no idea how to get into it, so they do the class and that gets them on stage,
Sure.
and then they just start doing comedy, and they look back like I never needed a comedy class.
First of all, I'm $10K in debt into comedy class tuition,
Oh,
student
no,
loans at UCB. So
Can you imagine
Yeah.
dying in Afghanistan because you needed to make money to take a stand-up comedy class at
Yeah.
Laughing Buddha?
What did you do to make fun of the podcasting class that got you banned from Laughing Buddha?
I insinuated it's $400, which I'm pretty sure it was, and then I said if this isn't hosted by Joe Rogan, then don't take it. And
That's
then-
awesome.
and
It's a
then-
cute joke.
Yeah, and then they were like, no. And then
Whoa.
You said
to be fair, I did also proceed to bomb my dick off on that stage.
It's
But,
so hard to have a good set there sometimes, though.
I've had a great set there.
I haven't.
Yeah, well,
I'm just
you
a bad
should take
comic.
the comedy class John took.
I'm still banned.
I
Still banned.
I posted one of my videos of me doing a set back when it was the fucking Cellar 77.
Cellar 77.
Cellar
Which
yeah.
is
77.
totally not a way to trick people into coming into their venue.
Completely different, dude.
Well, okay, I have a story about that. So me and world famous Jew Jeff Greenspan once we were sitting down.
Yikes.
Yeah, we were sitting down with the owner of this venue, I don't know if we want to say it or whatever.
It's okay.
Polish,
Yeah.
okay, the Polish guy, yes.
Yikes.
And
What's his first name?
Peter.
And what's his
so-
last name?
I actually don't know.
What's his address?
Anyway, he wanted to rebrand it as the Comedy Cellar with 2 Ks, and it took me and Jeff Greenspan, who is like people study his. He worked in advertising. People study in advertising college his work, right? Who, as an
Yeah.
expert marketer. It took him
He was
and
like,
me.
so like he was like with Mark Zuckerberg
Yeah,
doing Facebook.
like
Yikes.
people
and then got into comedy. So weirdly, like
Yeah.
we know an actual like great advertising
Yeah.
executive.
And so
Yeah.
it took him an hour and a half, and I just kind of sat there and watched to convince him why you can't name a venue the Comedy Cellar with 2 Ks in
What
New
if
York.
they called it the Cool Comedy Cellar?
the KKK?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd fall for it.
I would call it the Comedy Cellar, but Cellar is spelled Seller. So that way, like, immigrants that, just do like speak to text, like they find that one. Like, I go Comedy Cellar.
Yeah.
It's like Comedy Cellar right here. Comedy Cellar.
Yeah.
Comedy Cellar.
And
Comedy
it doesn't even make sense because like you switch C for K because they both make the K sound.
the
but not-
Comedy Keller.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not in like that. It's like so weird the
Well, I
way
don't know,
English
he's also
language.
Polish, so I don't know
Yeah.
if that
Yeah.
works.
Well, it's
that
just
was
a-
it was called Climate Lounge with the K. So they like K's.
I was always
apparently.
pronouncing it Kilmet because I didn't know what to. It just
Well,
looks
it's Klimat, which is Polish. I googled for atmosphere.
Really?
That's actually very cool. Though.
It actually is Klimat.
Klimat, yeah.
What or was Klimat?
I did it. I'm smart, dude.
And
I guess
now
I'm just
it's-
international.
I once took a shit in Climate Lounge.
Yeah, I clogged the toilet.
And they I didn't clog the toilet, but they ran out of toilet paper, and I didn't notice till after I shat. So I pulled up my pants, and there was like a cute girl working behind the bar. So I was like, that's the last thing I want to do is ask her for toilet paper. So I found the owner, Peter, this old Polish guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, man, not a big deal, but can I get some toilet paper?
Toilet paper, $5.
Yeah. Well, after he told me how much the toilet paper was, he actually went over to the woman and was like, Margarita, or whatever her name is,
Oh,
you
nice.
must make sure that the toilet paper is fully stocked at all times. I was like, no, man, it's cool.
This
And
poor
she
little
points to
boy.
you. She's like, this poor Irish boy.
He has shit in his pants right now.
Because you didn't do your job.
I know, dude. And apparently that woman was his daughter.
Ooh.
See, people say that, and then I was like, are you Peter's? And she was like, no. Why does everyone believe that?
Oh.
Yeah, because everyone.
Who would just lie
Okay.
about having kids like in public?
I don't
Because
know. Sounds like a really
somebody
sick,
said
big
that.
dicked, cool guy.
A bunch of comics, because she was an attractive girl, and we're like, don't hit on her. She's the owner's daughter. And then I was like, casually, because we went to the same college.
Yeah.
And I was,
Oh.
I actually bumped into her at Baruch, and I was like, oh hey, blah blah. I ran into her, and she knew me and stuff. And I was like, oh blah blah blah. How's Pete? And she's like, why would I know how he's doing? I was like, isn't that your dad? And she's like, no. And
How did
so-
that start then?
I don't know. So a bunch of people told me like, oh, you shouldn't flirt with the girl behind
Yeah.
the thing.
God, who
And
could
so
have started that?
I
How could that have gotten so out of hand so quickly, passed
Yeah.
around like a wildfire?
Yeah.
Almost.
She did have
Misinformation.
big hit on me energy, by the way.
She was.
She-
Would you say she was asking for it, Bobbert?
Yes.
What was
yes.
she wearing?
Hey, I walk in there. I say, "Hey, sweetheart, how about a little toilet paper in that stall?" Shit was a little creamier than I thought. And she's like, "Oh, right away, mister. What's your name again?" Bobby. Bobby Sheehan.
It's a good Bobby.
Starts with an S, like shit, for the kind that's caked around my butt cheeks. I'll remember you, Mr. Sheehan. And then Peter comes out like, Rebecca, you're fired. Not flirting with a bodybuilding comedian.
Yeah,
Man is small and muscular like shrunken Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Hell yeah, dude.
Hell
I love
yeah,
that
dude.
this is a compliment at the end. That was
Yeah.
In
very
the
nice
end,
of you.
dude, don't worry, dude. One hand slaps, the other lures you in with a sense of safety.
I always
Watch out!
I never
Watch
really,
out, you little muscular goof! I'm coming for you.
I never really talked to I talked to the people that work there as just like casual conversation, but I always wondered how did they feel about like Laughing Buddha?
I know that one. This one Asian bartender fucking loved me.
yeah.
I come in, sugar-free Red Bull. He knew what was up.
yeah.
He knew
oh,
what was
Henry,
up.
he ruled. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
cool.
Shout
I hit him
out
with
to
that dollar tip at the end. You know he loved that. He probably went back to his hovel afterwards.
Yeah, I got banned one
fucking
night.
sent a little of that yen back to his family overseas.
I just
dude.
found out because I went to sign up and then just couldn't.
No.
Yeah, all of a
You were
sudden,
banned?
like, yeah, one of the hosts was like, "Hey, I saw you're on the list of banned people." There was one night, it was like a 10:30 mic. I forgot who was hosting, but they just let everyone go on without getting a drink or anything, and I wasn't going to say no. I insist.
Yeah.
Give me a drink and let me
See,
pay
I
for a
would've-
drink.
I would have bought a drink.
And so we all just went on, and they had thrown on another comic who had been previously banned. I don't even know why. It was just
Who
kind
was
of
it? Miles Toe?
No, it was Tom Luciano.
Tom Luciano was banned? Why?
I don't even
Oh
know
well,
why.
because he decided to just. So they had the Tuesday. I know this story. They had the
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
They had the
Getting all the tea from
yeah,
John today.
They have, dude. Nothing happens in this business without my say so. All right? I'm the Judge Holden of comedy.
I love that.
All right, look at it. Anything that exists in comedy without my knowledge exists without my permission. Okay, and so Tom was banned for some other event, or was like on comedy probation. On
Okay.
what an absurd. All right, anyway, but
Comedy
probation.
Yeah.
You killed
And-
too many audience members.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
all the stuff that the Laughing Buddha
No,
guy
you go
Jeff
ahead.
is doing is stuff that Joe would do, but unironically.
Yeah.
That's so fun. Well, like things I would say that people have to do
Right,
or
right.
say, and then be like, I'm just fucking around. Anyway.
Yeah.
But like
so
it's
then
like, no,
Tom
you're banned.
was not banned, and then actually, sorry, I remembered it incorrectly.
Yeah.
He's not on comedy. He was not banned, and then FaceTimed in a banned comedian into the mic,
Ooh.
That's funny.
and then was subsequently by association. banned.
Okay.
That's so funny.
So then, yeah, I did. It was the same mic. It was Tuesday, 10:30, and apparently it was like the last one because they had so many issues with the people who were banned or being FaceTimed in.
Damn.
So a bunch of us got on free, and then I think like just everyone who did that mic got banned.
Damn,
that
that's
night.
So because the host, they decided, unbeknownst to the comedy owner, was they decided to make it the no material mic, which is what started, like, it was the impetus for all these heckle mics also.
Oh,
where
love
it was
it.
just like, we're just gonna shout shit at each other. It's
Yeah.
Tuesday at 11:30 p.m.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to do material, and then that evolved into the heckle thing, and then it became the other, and then the so and so found out and was like, I can't believe we're doing no material without my say so.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
And then so
That's so wild that they
Yeah.
would involve themselves
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
It's like at the end of the day, it's like you give these comics like the room, like, okay, you host this show.
God
and-
forbid you put a little personality.
Yeah, it's
into
like
it.
you make it like a unique experience that would, incentivize maybe like a wider range of comics to go, or like, oh, well, I really normally wouldn't go there, but that seems like an interesting premise, so maybe I'll check it out. But hey, we don't own a comedy club. We just have Goomy Studios
Yes.
here. Or would you like to run a racist alt-right podcast from the
Sure.
comfort of my living room?
Thank you. What's your guys' biggest comedy pet peeve?
Women.
Yeah.
Okay.
Women with their fucking tattletale-like behavior.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. I don't know. I
I'd
guess like,
say comics who are experienced enough to know what shitty things are and still like treating other comics like shit. Newer, inexperienced comics. When you see someone who's like been around for a while and they know what they're doing and they just like manipulate or take advantage of younger comics, promise them things they know they can't get. Anything where you're treating other comics who don't know any better badly, because none of us know what we're doing when we start. So whenever I see that, that's like, I think that's really shitty. And women.
And women.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think whenever someone does a self-deprecating joke about the shirt that they are wearing, I know that sounds super
Upsetting. Yeah.
because it's like you put on the shirt.
Knowing you're gonna do the bit.
Yeah.
I can't wait to do my comedy. Fucking
I got my comedy shirt on.
Yeah.
It's-
can you
it's
believe
so-
this? How do I fucking, what is this? Like they're always like fucking blown, like they didn't dress themselves.
Yeah.
They've had no idea. Like, yeah, I know what you're, like they come up with like a fucking massive cum stain.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I know what you're thinking. That guy comes a lot. I do. That's actually a fucking great opener now I think. Excuse me, fellas. Fucking get ready for a fucking
Don't
incredible
talk to Joe
performance.
before a set. He has
Yeah.
to get ready, and it's
Yeah.
just you jerking
Jerk
off
off.
on
Yeah.
the
People are like,
It's not
that's
even,
yeah.
it's not even a real cum stain, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cheap laugh. That's prop comedy.
Yeah.
Like using your own jizz for a fucking cheap laugh.
Well, the controversy is when people realize that you're just using whiteout, and
Yeah.
it's not even your own cum.
I haven't been able to come since 2014, dude. It's always been. It's like when Ron Whiteout actually had apple juice instead of
Oh my
alcohol,
God.
whiskey.
That's Jesus.
Did he really?
Yeah,
When did he start doing? Does he still do that? Or
it's always been that way.
Can you
baby.
imagine how less cool Ron White would have been if instead of smoking cigars, it was vaping? He was
Yeah.
vaping on stage.
Or if instead of the glass of apple juice, it was like a big Mott's juice box.
That'd be even.
fucking high C.
Yeah, he just comes out with a fucking massive pack of high C's
Yeah.
throughout the show. It's like, when you would put in a fresh straw, that was
Yeah.
the audience's cue to laugh.
Oh shit! Yeah, we just punctuates it by poking the pouch of a Capri Sun. And
Yeah.
Well, I guess I can't use their pronouns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, John? Do you have a comedy pet peeve?
Yeah, that's why I baited the question in the first place.
Okay,
But
yes.
so mine is when someone like the bit is about an argument, and then the comic who's performing wins the argument.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's
that's
because like, first of all bits are made up in the first place, and then second, so this is just a situation you create. You know when you have an argument in the shower,
Yes.
and then you've got the perfect fucking snap for what the
Absolutely.
other guy said.
Yeah.
And then so you just created a bit where you're just like the cool guy who won the argument, and then everyone claps because of what
Right.
you said.
So after the show, this guy comes up to me and
Yeah.
says, "Hey, I got a problem with this and this." And I said, "Oh yeah, well this and that." And everyone was like,
and they just let the applause wash over
Yeah.
them, and you just go, "Who are you fooling?" First of
Yeah.
all, like you made up this situation, and it drives me up the fucking. Because first of all, it's always funnier when you like lose the argument in the first place. Like
Yeah.
it's funnier to be a loser, and then just go, "Oh wow," and then I said, "Oh yeah." Tell that to the Jews in 1943.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, I don't
Or
mind
whatever
when
the fuck.
someone sets up the situation and then they say
Very
something that's
Well, especially when it's to be like poignant. When
Yeah.
someone's trying to be
yes,
like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you come up with something that's like funny and almost like you're an idiot for saying this, but it's
Yeah.
funny, that's kind of fine.
But if you're solving racism,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah.
that sucks.
And then I said, "Oh yeah, that's not what Dr. King stands for." And like that's your punchline, and you're like, "Okay, whatever, dude."
I
like-
love that.
yeah.
I've got a guy
I
at
think
work
there are so many times where something happens and then you leave the scenario and you're like, fuck, that would have been a funnier thing to say.
Yeah.
What I
Oh, I'll
should-
just
yeah.
go on stage and say that I said that funny
yeah.
thing.
Yeah, I got this guy at work who, no matter what, like, he's always getting arguments, and just like everyone on the bus or whatever agree. He's always fighting on the bus on his way to work, and he's just like, no matter what happens, it's like, oh, everyone agrees with him, and you just like, and the minute you call out like one detail, all of a sudden it all fucking like he used to work on like you would talk about like an argument. He's like, oh, so you were just like standing on a dock, and then Method Man showed up,
Yeah.
and then you just go, and then what happened? And he goes, oh yeah, and then I said this, and the guy goes, whoa.
Yeah. I saw one comic post on Facebook that they about an argument they were having in public in a bar. So I was talking about it loudly so everyone else would know, and no one said anything. And I'm like, yeah, you were fucking the annoying guy no one wanted to talk to. Like he was just making such a great point that everyone was so stunned in silence they couldn't say anything to him.
What would it take for you as like a bystander to like start a slow clap for someone doing something?
I mean,
Somebody would have to drop their damn tray in the mess hall.
Yes.
Because when I was in the army, we'd always razz those fucking green thumbs, we call them. You know? It's like, man, you're going to get fucking killed. I can't wait to use your body as a shield in the trenches when I'm going to go cut out the tongue of Al-Qaeda, which I did.
I can't.
The tongue of Al Qaeda.
Yeah.
That guy Albert Qaeda?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I got you, dude.
That's the name of the episode.
I was, yeah.
Albert Qaeda.
Albert Qaeda. Remember that.
Yes.
Where's he from? Astoria?
Actually, no, I was stationed in Des Moines, Iowa at the time, so it was a huge disaster,
Okay.
huge PR nightmare.
I feel like there's a reference to Des Moines that I'm not understanding.
Nah, it's just a fucking white person place.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like inconspicuous.
Where nothing else happens
Yeah.
besides like there's a military base there, maybe.
Maybe. It seems like most like
They have,
fucking.
I'm sure they have one of like the world's largest spatula or something like that there.
Ooh,
They got
people
big
would
things
flip
in
for
the-
that.
Big things over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot happened in the Midwest. Do you think we're gonna get into the Flyover Comedy Festival?
I'm going to guess absolutely not under no circumstances, but I think it's still fun that we tried.
I hope we get in. I hope I get in.
Yeah.
I applied as myself too.
As yourself.
Yeah, I
Have
applied.
you ever applied to someone else?
Yeah. Well, I could have.
Yeah, a pansexual comedian.
Yeah, that's what I is, dude.
Yeah. Oh, John, were you in the like Asian comedy festival that just happened?
Yeah, I did that, and one of the most embarrassing things I've ever done. No, I'm kidding. I had a fun
You
time.
dishonored your ancestors?
Yeah, first of all, I barely applied because my father's Indian, but he's from the West Indies, so it's like not even
Damn.
Asian.
Yeah.
But like also, the shows are great, but you're doing it and you're doing your material, and you're just like I just had this like nagging feeling in my mind, and I just went. I just said something like, "You just dunk on white people, and you just a standing ovation every time."
Yeah.
And
Yikes.
it's just like, I try to avoid.
That's my pet peeve in
Yeah,
comedy: comedians who make fun of white men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I just try to avoid like I don't want to be. I'm not an Indian comedian. First
Yeah.
of all, I'm a comedian
Right.
who is Indian,
Yeah.
and I don't want to be like this guy who's like. There's tons of shows where it's like racially
It's
or
so
it's
easy
culturally.
to lean into.
I just
whatever.
don't want to do
yeah.
it. It's obnoxious to me, and I find it's like insincere. Also,
There's plenty of other like Indian comics that do that to white guys. You know?
Yeah, and I just feel like, I don't want to. Maybe it's trying to like appeal to the self-racial hatred or whatever. But I also feel it's othering yourself to be like, I'm only gonna do, or not only, but I'm gonna participate in the cultural show because I'm different. If we were really trying to bridge a thing, I think you would have like you would just do a show
Yeah.
with people. It's
How-
not it's not an
yeah.
Indian comedy show. It's the comedy show.
How
And-
Asian
yeah.
do you have to be to get on like second generation, first generation?
Well, it took a lot of tape to hold my eyes back.
yeah, otherwise you're just going in with your hands
Yeah, you
shaking,
can't
trying
do
to hold
that.
them tight.
Yeah.
What if you're not Asian at all, but you appreciate the culture?
Yeah, if you enjoy the women.
If you jerk
Yeah,
off, if you jerk off to hentai.
Yeah, got a little. I got a fucking.
him a tape, and it's me jacking off to.
In a rice hat.
Oh, big ninja sword! Hiya! You got a fucking 2x4 brick of wood on and you just fucking smash it with your dick.
I can do that, by the way. I can,
Really?
I can karate chop a wooden.
Oh damn, dude! What fucking belt are you?
No, I went to Tiger Schulman's
Uh,
karate. You know the Schulman clan of Japan.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually what Matt has been calling his wrestling career this
Yeah.
whole time. Was taking classes with children at
When
Tiger
I was a
Schulman's.
Jewish wrestler, I was Tiger Schulman.
I remember I used to see the ads for that in Jersey. They had a bunch of them in New Jersey, and I would like beg my mom to go, but she wouldn't let me sign up for karate classes at Tiger Schulman's.
Yeah, there was a Tiger Schulman's near where I grew up, but my after-school program had a judo class that was way cheaper than like going to the actual like karate
Spelled
studio.
JEWO.
Yeah,
Okay.
JEWD
Yeah.
judo. That's what we call matzah, actually.
That's another good one.
I know. Are we married to Albert?
We're not
Qaeda
married
is
to
pretty
shit,
good.
baby.
It's totally
Yeah.
a conversation we have off mic.
All right. So what's like the thesis statement of this podcast? What do we do here?
It was what was the first the three boys with hearts of gold
That
just
wanna-
trying to make it in New York City.
Yeah, actually, and then followed by shortly thereafter, Joe used to say in our promo that it's for guys that want to go to a public place with a gun and dispense some justice.
A loaded gun, Bobby.
Oh, a loaded gun.
We are trying to send a message after all.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, visual aid, but follow through.
Yeah.
Have some heart.
Honestly, really,
Follow
it's,
through is what one listener is going to do.
Dude,
after
if
listening
an
to this
active
episode and
shooter-
getting our
Yeah.
respect.
If an active shooter really does have us on his playlist, we are in big trouble.
Really
We're
are.
in big trouble, dude.
We-
Especially you, Bobby.
Especially
You
the
let it
Kill the
happen.
president.
I let it
Kill the
happen.
president. Kill the president. Kill the president. All right.
We brought you on to be the voice of
It's
reason.
not even
Yeah.
backwards.
Kill the president.
It's just
Kill the president. I want to kill the president. How to build bombs. How to build pipe bombs. How to build pipe bombs. All right.
he didn't say which president.
That's true.
I want to kill
Yeah.
Joe Biden. This is not ironic. This is not a bit. This is my sincere political beliefs.
Imagine if you killed both presidents. Do you think it would like
What do you mean, both presidents?
like if you
Like
killed
Donald Trump and
presidential
Trump and
candidates?
Biden?
president. Yeah.
I was thinking like presidents of other countries.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Like Abe from Japan.
Abe.
I know you're not from Japan, but we were
Abe
talking about
Lincoln?
You mean Abraham?
Lincoln? Abraham Lincoln.
Damn, that's another good one. Fuck. We're on fire. You know what it is? Now that we have a name, we keep thinking of better names.
Yeah.
I know.
How disappointing was it when you heard like the former prime minister of Japan was assassinated and it wasn't via samurai sword?
yeah.
Like
Please tell me it was Ninja Star.
it wasn't by ninjutsu either. It wasn't by ninjutsu. It was
It
just
was-
a gun.
It was by
just
something weird though.
no. I
wasn't
thought it was just a gun.
it was
a gun that had a little tiny ninja sword in it, right?
No.
Yeah, shout out to
The
Star.
bullets were painted like Pokemon balls.
No, he didn't do the shadow clone jutsu, and yeah. It
That's
was,
wild.
It was horrible. Yeah,
when
it
the
was
guy shot it, he did say Hadouken.
yeah, he said down forward light punch, and then
Yeah.
he cut his fucking head off.
Yikes.
Yeah, that was disappointing.
No joke.
Yeah.
No.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, thing is, I don't know enough other country. Like, I would say the president of, and then just say a country that has a prime minister by accident.
Spain.
Yeah.
Spain has a president.
I don't know.
That's yeah.
Some
It's-
have
Italy
president
is-
and prime minister, and they're different.
Yeah.
I don't understand that at all.
Do they
That
have
sucks.
different
I
responsibilities?
guess so.
Like,
Yikes.
would they be like the king of, like the royal
I think
family?
one is the division. I forget which one is which, but one is like domestic and one is foreign.
Okay.
They're all foreign. They're not American.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's
Thank you for sharing, Bobby.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you.
Why doesn't America have a prime minister then?
What is a prime minister?
A
First
guy who
of all?
does fucking international shit.
Is that just president?
I guess so. The president does both.
It's whoever the CEO of Prime Hydration
Hey.
is. The Prime Minister.
It's
Honestly, whoever runs this company, I mean, Logan Paul is the Prime Minister. It's his company.
What is that? That
It's
looks that looks
like Gatorade, but it's 0 sugar and has coconut water.
Are you sponsored by this?
No, it's
okay,
just
it looks like shit.
it's
Yeah.
something that's gonna give Matt cancer eventually, and he's gonna be shocked.
No, it's
Yeah.
one of those. It's 0 sugar, but actually because of coconut water, it's like so sweet.
And the
Not as sweet as
aspartame.
you, baby.
Thank you.
Welcome. I don't say it enough.
Yeah,
the
I guess.
homoerotic tension on this podcast is
Yeah.
unreal.
Hell yeah, dude.
Well, me and Bobby are just a couple of New York City comedians
Doing
what New York City comedians do.
Do you have any other comedy pet peeves?
I don't like
we
when
just did.
okay, I don't like when a comic will still like do a joke and then it bombs and they go like it'll be a joke about X and they go, oh, not a X crowd,
Yeah.
or like, oh, I guess this isn't a history. And it's like, no, we know who Hitler is. All right, all right, we know, we get it, we get it.
Sorry,
And
that might have gone over your head. There was a guy named Hitler.
It bugs me so much where they'll be like, blah, blah, and the punchline is apples, and they go, oh, I guess this crowd doesn't like apples. It's like, no, we don't like your shitty fucking joke.
Yeah.
Drag him.
Yeah.
In
I
fact,
also-
I'm annoyed by how terrible that apple joke was because I love apples.
Yeah.
When you started doing an apple joke, I'm like, well, this is for me.
That's for me. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm dedicated.
It's nothing like jokes about oranges, though.
Yeah.
no, they're apples and oranges.
Right. Yeah.
One of my pet peeves is there is a certain type of comic that needs to be like hated
Put
by
down.
the.
All right.
What's that?
Oh,
Put
okay.
down.
Put
Yeah,
down,
hell
yeah,
yeah,
that
dude.
needs to be euthanized. And my pet peeve is when they refuse to kill themselves. But I did a mic one time. It was like,
Ooh.
I know, I don't do them anymore.
Look at this fucking guy, dude, grinding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like 50% men and women,
Yikes.
like, which is unusual. 'Cause
Yeah.
usually they're like all dudes. It's like 50% men and women, and there's no one type of comedian. Like, it's not a bunch of white guys doing edgelord stuff. But this like girl with like blue hair or whatever goes up and she goes, real happy to be performing in this queer positive room, and the whole room was like, what do you mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's her opener. To be
Yeah.
like, she wanted it to be like Creek in the Cave, all white guys doing rape jokes.
Oh, she said queer positive, as in all of you guys are actually terrible homophobic people.
And we're looking. It's like fucking me and John Moskowitz.
Yeah.
Yikes. John Moskowitz is like basically like a fey little boy, man.
Yeah.
You know?
So I don't know. That's one of when someone has like an idea of how they want their crowd to respond, and then
Yeah.
they'll say something as if that's what's happening in the room.
They
when
went
it's
in
very
already
clearly-
believing what they were
yeah,
going to
the
believe.
canned crowd work also drives
Yeah.
me. Where they go, what do you do? And they're like, oh, I work at the bank. You go, and you're a fucking asshole or whatever. And they have like the line already prepared
Yeah.
no matter what they say.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's worse, that or the guy that comes in with absolutely no idea what the fuck he's going to do? Like, so what do you do for a living? He's like, oh, I'm a bank teller. And they go, oh. And then they just keep fishing for the next
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah,
guy.
sickening.
Yeah.
Well, it's
the
it's,
John Edward of comedy. He's like, I'm getting a bank teller. I'm getting Is anyone a lawyer
Is
here?
anyone a bank teller, please?
Yeah.
I think that a lot of the times it's because they don't realize that they could just talk. They could just keep asking questions until they find the funny. They're like, fuck, okay, bank teller. What's funny about that? And it doesn't come, and they just panic.
Damn. I'd be
Well,
like,
I
do you
would
ever
rather-
take a little home?
Yeah, just immediately ask if they commit crimes.
Why not, dude? They'd be like, I can't do that. It's like, why? But you want to, right? Damn, this is actually great crowd work. Where are you from? What do you do?
Yeah, see, I'm firmly against the crowd work conceptually.
Yeah.
I don't believe in it.
Right.
As an artist.
Because you got it. Yeah. It's hard to like think of funny things like in the moment.
Well, not the challenge of it, but yes.
John's like, I don't believe in it. He's like, yeah, buddy, it's real hard.
It's very
Why
hard to
wouldn't
think
you-
of a funny thing in a conversation.
Just do your material. You have material. Ideally, you have material.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And so you
baby.
could just, unless like there's something. First of all, I believe crowd work should only be reserved. Only the host should be allowed to do crowd work.
I feel
Alright.
the opposite. I feel like only the headliner should be allowed to do crowd work.
Also, okay, here's another thing that drives me fucking crazy. It's when people are doing crowd work throughout the show and the other comics are not watching the show.
Yes.
So you have
Yes.
8 people watch a guy ask how he met his girlfriend
Yeah.
4 times in a fucking row.
So
Yeah.
like, yeah, if I'm hosting for somebody that's a draw, never do crowd work because they came there to see that person. They want to have a conversation with that guy. they don't want to have me be like, "Where are you from?" And they're like, "Oh, I'm from here."
Yeah.
Well, I
And, like-
disagree because I think the host should do the legwork to take the fucking. They're already taking the bullet of being the first guy.
But the host wants to do
Oh, I
the
guess
crowd
you're right,
work,
right.
or the headliner wants to do the crowd work usually, because like that's like the new
yeah, if they're
bits
a
now.
shitty comic.
Well, yeah, but like that's.
Well, I don't think a headlining act that people are coming to see them are fishing for Instagram reels.
You don't know that.
Okay.
Maybe the headliner is though for work.
I do see.
Unless you agree with me right now, I'm leaving this podcast.
I do think like early in my doing comedy, I remember seeing a headliner and he did crowd work, and I remember being upset because I liked his jokes a lot, and I felt like I want to hear your jokes, not what the person in the front row does for a living.
They could make a joke about the person's job.
They
in the front
did,
row.
but I mean, I'm more when you first. I think when you first start doing comedy, you become like. I think you're so bad that you need little wins, and it's like you need little things to be like, all right, I know a little about comedy, so I know what I'm talking about. You become a little bit of a snob, I think,
Well,
when you're new in
I
comedy.
think like a lot of times, like with headliners, especially if they're doing like multiple fucking nights in a row,
Yeah.
and they're doing like 35 to an hour.
Yeah.
Like they want to like break it up, and like it gets mundane having to do the same.
Yeah.
Even if you have like 2 hours of material, it
Yeah.
can feel redundant. So I think talking to the audience helps.
Well, you're wrong and gay. So.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so you're wrong and gay.
Hell yeah, dude, I
Yeah.
win.
Although I've also seen
First one to be
like-
gay wins.
I've also seen like Big J just fucking destroy with crowd work and be
Right.
amazing. So even when I'm like, if I do crowd work, it's only really to set up whatever the next bit I want to do is. Like I can have fun in between
All
there.
right, then I guess I'm an asshole. Then. All right, everybody loves crowd work. Apparently.
No, I'm saying
everybody loves crowd work.
I'm
That's
not-
the title
yeah.
of this episode. Everybody loves crowd work.
That's
Everybody
my
was
brother
kung
who
fu
lives
fighting.
across the street from my parents. His name's Crowd Work, and he's got
Yeah.
a wife named Deborah.
Everybody. John is Brad. Everybody loves crowd work.
I'm so disappointed that it took me until
Yeah.
you said Deborah. You're like, oh, I get it now.
Like that incredible sitcom.
I would have killed that mom if I was Raymond.
Yeah.
I would have shot her in the mouth with a shotgun.
There's
Don't
so
walk
many-
into my house without knocking.
There are
oh,
so
no,
many-
Not if I was Deborah, I would.
Deborah,
yes.
yeah. There's
That I
so
don't
many
understand.
characters in just movies and TV shows that are so annoying that it's like they don't give them enough redeeming qualities
Yeah.
for you to like them, but they still kind of have the moral be, oh, we accept them. I'm like, you got to give me a little more for me to like
Although
them.
Marie, the mother-in-law in Everybody's Loves Raymond, is a phenomenal cook.
Yes.
And that I could maybe over.
For an
Maran.
Italian.
Maran.
Except the episode where she shares her recipe with Deborah and deliberately mislabels the oregano as tarragon, so Deborah's chicken would come out shittier.
Oh my God. That's all. Okay.
Real cunt behavior.
Yeah.
That is cunt
Right.
behavior.
Women
Yeah.
supporting women? I don't think so.
Not Italian women. Not
No.
Italian mothers, at least.
Yeah.
I remember a while back having a Facebook post. This is back when everyone still posted on Facebook, where I said, if you ever want to hear the most misogynistic thing you'll ever hear, ask a woman about another woman who's more attractive and successful than her. And the top comment was from Farouk Hussein saying, did Nate Alexander steal your phone?
That rules.
God bless that man. I love
Nate
him.
Alexander.
Yeah.
I loved Nate Alexander on Facebook because everyone back then,
Rest in
everyone,
peace.
the whole comedy community was on Facebook, so we'd all see everyone's posts. So if he would comment on one of my posts, I can like dunk on him, and then 15 other of my friends would like it, and then we'd all see each other the next day and climb it.
Because I remember, like, there would be in the group chat the message, and Matt would post like, "Hey guys, I just totally pwned Nate Alexander. Will
Yeah,
you
can
come
you
like
guys
my
all
co-
go?
like my
I'll go
comment?"
like my
And we were
comment.
like, sure thing,
Please,
man.
I'll cash app you $3
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you
yeah.
like it.
How was your Farmville accounts back in
Fucking
the day?
awful, dude.
Yeah.
Farm. I never did Farmville.
I
Was
did.
that-
Mine was a bustling metropolis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did.
Did you have slaves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
dude.
plantations.
You could, wait, you
He
could
had,
have
like, a whole
slaves.
plantation.
You could have slaves in Farmville. Fuck, I missed out.
I played Simpsons Tapped Out. That was
Ooh.
my go-to.
Okay.
I
don't know
built
what
my
that
own
is.
little Springfield.
What is Simpsons?
It's just like another time waster.
It's Clash of Clans with Simpsons characters.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't played that in like a few years
Yeah.
though.
I love mobile game. I love mobile game ads. Are hilarious.
Oh, they're
the
wild.
funniest things in the world. Where it'll just be like, all right, would you rather have your little guy running? All the ads are just like rage bait to get you. Like they have the shittiest player in the world to get you to download the game.
Yeah.
And it'll just be like, all right, if you go down this path, you'll have plus 10,000 power.
Yeah,
If you go down this path, we'll cut your power in half. And every time it goes down the cut your power in half line, and they just go, only people with 200% IQs can beat this game. And it gets me every time. I rage download every single shitty fucking game.
Just like, give me that fucking thing. I'll show you how to do it.
Yeah, or the one with like, the level 1 mafia crook and,
Yes.
and the level 50 mafia wife. And it's like, oh man, how do I get her to like me?
You calling me stupid? I'll beat this game and prove you wrong.
Yeah. I love mobile game ads. They're hilarious.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Do you see the one with like the grandmother's also like a murderer?
And she's always getting arrested.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'll tell you the secret soon. And you're like, what's it? And you download the game and it's fucking it's Candy Crush.
Yeah, it's just like another candy. It's all Candy Crush.
Yeah. This fucking. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No idea.
There's ads that come up. It's called like Merge Mansion or something. And the idea is like this young lady, a young 20-something-year-old woman who's like, sometimes her husband has just left her, sometimes her husband has died. She goes to live in this mansion with her grandma, and the grandma will like trip and fall and uncover an unlocked door, and then it cuts to her getting arrested by the police going, there's secrets I haven't told you about. And it's like the only way to uncover it is to get through the mansion and uncover the true secrets of the grandma, who's pretty hot, by the way, if I do say so myself. She's
Grandma.
got big
A little bit of a gilf.
Yeah, she's got big tits. And then you download the game, and it's just like merge 3 brooms in a row to sweep up the dust, and that's the game.
Do you find out what were the secrets?
Well, I haven't played it.
I'm sure we could find a YouTube video of it.
Yeah, let's play.
Spoilers.
Let's watch it.
That'll
right
be
now.
the next Patreon watch along.
Yeah.
Now, I got a question. You're a big fan of mobile games. Tell me, can you last 5 seconds without coming playing this one video game?
Yeah. I absolutely never come.
Yeah.
See, the goal of the game is to not come, but
Right.
it's clearly designed to make you come.
Right.
Mixed messages, man.
They bet you won't last 5 seconds.
Yeah.
They always say like you won't even last 5 seconds.
What are those games?
I don't know. I don't
You
click.
never
I'm not gonna
actually-
What if
click.
they're
on
like
them.
really good?
I know it's
Are those one
spyware.
of the ones you rage download? Like
Yeah.
I'll show you how fast I could come.
Although there was one time where I had a computer that when I was like in high school that I knew I was throwing out because I was getting a new one, and so I just clicked on like an ad where it was like an ad that was like, click here for 5% of blah 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 to help make $1,000 in one day.
Yeah.
And this guy, it was just like some Ponzi scheme shit, and it was like it made me go through this entire fucking survey about like let me make sure you're one of them I can trust to sell like this multi-level marketing thing, and then it gave my computer like AIDS, and then I never.
That's all. Yeah, I probably tried to harvest whatever info it
Yeah.
had. but-
Nothing to lose computer would be. There's certain moments where I can't even think of one now, but I'm sure there's things that have popped up, and I've been like, man, I wish I had a nothing to lose computer right now.
I destroyed that computer. I downloaded every fucking like just Chinese spyware MMO that I could find just
That's
to see
so
what would
funny.
happen to it.
Really? Oh, you actually did like just see what you could do.
Yeah,
to it?
It was
That's
just
pretty fun. Yeah, what happened?
And they're just like data mining spyware shit that they put on that's just like really invasive privacy protection, like anti-piracy software.
Oh no.
And then it would just be like games that are designed for you to just dump your credit card into, and you just sit there and talk to people or like dance, and that's the game.
Did they end up like stealing money from you? Or?
No, I knew enough about
Enough.
computers to not do that. But,
Okay.
John knows from being on the other side. For so
of
many
the
years.
call center, yeah. Anyway.
God, yeah. So what? I mean, do they take your in theory, like these viruses? They take your information.
Yeah, the idea is just being like keyloggers. A lot of the time is just
Oh,
like what
yeah.
you're typing in to steal your passwords and shit like that.
Yeah.
And like hope like they get like 1 or 2 passwords that you use across multiple accounts.
Yeah,
is what
and
they
then
really
you're
hope.
in.
Yeah.
I always get a little creeped out when I get like a text message and it's like just a link that you shouldn't click on. I'm like, how did they get this number?
Yeah.
I always get a little like, what happened?
That's
wanna
where they
know.
sell your private info. Like when
Yeah.
you like, accept cookies and shit
Mhm.
on like a lot of those websites.
Oh, I do accept cookies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love a good scam. Let's start a scam.
It's
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah, let's do like a crypto rug pool.
Okay, LRT coins.
Yeah.
LRT coins.
Folks, please
Yeah.
buy our LRT coin. Each one has our face on it.
We should just like create like, oh, this is like accounting software to help everyone on payroll. And what we don't realize is like it takes like 1/15 of a cent from every employee, every paycheck.
I wish I was smart enough to do a scam.
Yeah.
Dude, I am.
You could just be like a guy that lies. Like you think these people are just like master manipulators,
Yeah.
and they're just like, oh no, actually I just do this, and then no one bothers to double
There was
check.
a whole like ESPN documentary on this guy John Spanos who almost bought the Islanders in the 90s with money he never had, just completely lied to enough people that he got investors. And I think like if one more check had come through, he would have gotten it, and he would have gotten the team and then made all the money he'd pretended to have. And it just barely fell through, and then it was exposed that he was a big con man. But it makes me wonder how many people are just there now.
Yeah, how many
that
people got
did-
away?
Yeah. I mean, he was that close to doing
Right.
it. I can't believe
Can my
that
mom
nobody
guest
ever
jump
did.
in? She says, "Call me when you have a chance."
Yeah, call her right
Do you
now.
guys wanna
Put her on
see?
speaker.
She just
Sure.
texted me.
Matt, put your mom on speaker
We
too.
called my mom
All
one
right,
time.
let's see,
Yeah.
let's
Oh
see.
yeah, Matt, mom.
Hold
Hopefully
on.
no one's dead or anything.
She says, "Call me when you get a chance. Non-emergency."
Oh,
Non-emergency.
Let's wait till we're
Okay,
done.
hold on.
We'll
Let's
wrap
wait
up. We'll wait and we'll
let's
wrap
see
up.
what Mary Sue has to say.
Mary Sue.
That's a nice name.
Oh, your mom is the white one.
Yeah.
Not an emergency. It's some emergency.
Non-emergency.
Hi, Mama.
Hi, honey.
Hi, how are you? I'm actually in the middle of recording a podcast, and you're on it right now.
Okay, I'm gonna hang up then, because I'm not that funny.
No, I'm here with Bobby Sheehan, Joe Gorman, and Matt Maran. If you guys want to say hello.
Hi, Mary Sue.
Hi, Mary
Mom.
Sue. She hung
Mom,
up.
Mom. Are you okay?
She probably hung up.
Are you okay?
Uh-oh.
Can't handle
Mommy?
the fame.
All right. Fucking
So,
bitch.
well, good for her for doing what she should have done.
Yeah, that's true.
Smart woman.
Yeah, she should have committed to the bit.
When my mom called, I remember the first time she called. We ended up calling her a few times after because that first time I called and I was like, "Hey, you're on the podcast. Is there anything you want to say?" And she just goes, "Yes," and just tells me about the amazing movie she just saw. It was RRR.
Oh, nice. That movie rules, dude.
Yeah, she's just like, it's amazing. It has dancing. I don't think she'd ever seen a Bollywood movie
Yeah.
before. She's like, they dance and sing in it too. It's incredible.
Yeah, I had a fight with my mom because I had to lay down the law where she notorious would be like in like 1 a.m. or something would be like, "Please call me right now," and then it would just be like, "Look at this cute dog I saw," and so like I have to be like, "You have to text me whether or not it's an emergency or not, otherwise I'm not picking up the phone."
Not
Yeah.
an emergency.
Yes, she says, "Yes, I am good. Okay, all's well."
Okay, fucking
All's
few.
well with me. She's in Arizona. She moved there during COVID.
Oh shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, to be a doomsday prepper. She just lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, she lives off the grid and just like eats cans of beans and shit.
Wait, for real?
Yeah. She moved there during COVID. She thought it's the end of the world, and she just moved to Arizona.
Wait, so how does she call you if
Well,
she's off the
she's
grid?
got like a phone and shit.
Okay.
And she's not like off the grid. But
Yeah.
But she does star 6-7 every time she calls you.
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
So it's from a sat phone.
Dude,
That
that's
is funny.
actually I've watched a bunch of YouTube videos on people who live off the grid, and I love doing comedy in New York, but in theory, I kind of look at that. I'm like, that feels like that'd be awesome.
You would hate it.
You would
dude.
hate it. I mean,
You
my
think
thing is like,
so?
okay, so when like the nukes drop and it's the end of the world, I'm not fighting. I'm just gonna kill myself.
I'd
I'm
rather
not-
just be wiped out in the first wave.
Yeah, I'm not sucking dick for water or whatever they need to. I'm not doing it.
I
Yeah,
want
They don't have to give you water.
Yeah.
I want to see that mushroom cloud like fucking
Yeah.
explode like 4 blocks from me, and I have just enough time to snort one last line of ketamine.
Yeah, I'll
before
rub,
the
I'll rub
fucking
one last
yeah.
one out, and then
You're just like jerking off, like
Yeah.
your jizz goes forward and then it
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
flies back as the wave. hits
No,
you.
no.
I did it in under 5 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just a skeleton from Terminator 2, and there's just cum
Yeah.
flying in
Yeah.
my face. Like,
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, I'd no fuck living in a post-apocalyptic
I'm
world.
the
Well-
mom from the road who goes, "I love you," and I'm out of
Yeah.
here. I'm done.
Well, not even to be post-apocalyptic, but I think just like living kind of in the middle of nowhere seems a little nice.
I almost killed myself during COVID. I was like, it's done, dude. I had
Yeah.
a gun to my head, and
But
then
you
Dr.
couldn't find
Fauci.
a rope strong enough.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
And then, thank God, I found a YouTube video where a guy told me it was all just a big conspiracy.
Right.
So I was like, phew.
Yeah. It was so during COVID. Is she actually kind of like doomsday prep now?
Yeah. She sends me stuff all the time, like water purification pills, like iodine pills.
Wow.
And I have a hazmat suit
What a
in
little
my,
goofball.
in my apartment in case of a thing, so I'm prepared. Yeah.
Oh, damn, dude.
And she's actually mapped out the path to walk from my apartment all the way to Arizona, and where I'm gonna need to go to get water and food and supplies and shit.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow. Where in Arizona? Like northern Arizona?
It's an undisclosed location.
Oh, I'm
actually, as a
sorry,
matter
yes.
of fact,
That's
yeah.
actually the name of the town because it's all doomsday preppers.
Yeah.
It's probably Brisbane.
Is your
It's Prescott, Arizona.
right?
Nice.
Yeah. are her and your dad not together?
No,
I
yeah.
assume. Yeah. What's
I don't know where my dad. I haven't seen him since I was 17.
Nice.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
He sends me like Bitcoin scam emails every once in a while.
Really?
Yeah, he tries to get me to send him money to invest in, and I go, I'm not. Yeah, I go, I'm not falling for this again. Yeah.
That's right. 17 is like kind of an old. Usually.
Yeah, well,
it'll
he
be
would
like, oh,
procrastinate. Yeah.
yeah, when I was.
He just never got around to it.
He procrastinated being a deadbeat
Yeah,
dad.
yeah.
I gotta put on my pants, lie about smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
I'll just be a good dad for several years.
Yeah.
Oh no, I wouldn't say that. But he is.
Yeah. Did it get progressively like getting to going
Well,
away?
he was quietly quitting.
Yeah.
He was hoping you'd fire him so you get the severance.
Yeah. Well, that is more or less what happened. It's funnier as a bit to say like when I do jokes about like, oh yeah, my dad left or whatever. But actually, like me, my mom, my sister, we were like, we're gonna like go, and then we just went.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So that's what it was. It was
How
more
empowering.
Proactive. It was more proactive. I feel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is more inspiring but less funny to say.
It was like
yeah.
he wanted to do the breakup, but he just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
became a more emotionally unsupportive boyfriend until
Yeah,
the
yeah.
girl leaves.
That's exactly what happened. Well, my sister got a job at IBM, and then I was 17 at the time, and she was just like, I have enough money where we can just like go, and the mom was like, okay, and then we just went.
Nice.
So really, my sister was the one paying for everything, and then we lived
Gotcha.
with her, not living with my mom.
Where
Nice.
and you're from Jersey originally,
Yeah,
right?
and then we moved to New York, and then both of them moved out to Arizona to.
Is she a doomsday prepper too, your sister?
Yeah, well, she's just like more autistic than I am, and so she just like, okay, mom, and then just goes and lives like and
Oh,
just tapping
damn.
on her.
Do they
corner.
live together now?
Yeah.
There's always like a sibling that kind of is real close to the parents.
Yeah.
And
Is
I
it
feel
just you two?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Damn.
me and my me and my mom, we have like a professional relationship, and
Yeah.
then I call them on their birthdays, and that's it basically.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
that
are
is-
you the
you know me,
closer
you
one
would-
to your parents, Matt?
You would describe me personally, Joe, when you met me as like a lone wolf.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was like
You would
active
say.
shooter. Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't it
don't-
amazing? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know. My brother in general is like more dependent than I am, but I don't. He still lives with them, so I feel like he fights with
that's-
them more.
That's the one.
Once you
though.
moved out, I think you get along with your parents a
How
little
old,
bit
how
more.
old is your brother?
30.
He'll never leave, dude. He's there for life, dude. He's the one. He's the one. Just like John's sister is the one.
Yeah, but no, it was
My
more,
sister would be the one. She's always like
She's more
flying home
close.
to. Well,
Is she
she's
hot?
always the one that's incentivized to take care of the family.
Yeah,
Let's see
You
some pictures of her.
Nah.
Josephina Gorman.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Isn't it incredible someone hasn't shot up a comedy club yet?
No.
Okay.
It
Why would
hasn't
they,
had-
dude?
And I'm
It's
just
like
asking why that hasn't
because they're
happened.
fucking cowards. Because they
Yeah.
know if like they come to my club try to shoot me, I'd fuck them up.
Yeah.
I get them in a chokehold.
I just think it seems like a convergence point of incels.
Well,
What-
we got in schools, got into churches, Walmart. There was like just crowds outside. Yeah, at some point it'll happen.
I think
at a
someone
comedy
will eventually have a bad enough set where they're like the only way to save face
yeah,
is
to
to
fucking silence.
Yeah.
this
concerts it's
Yeah.
happened at. Yeah,
I think shooting up a crowd you just bombed in front of is probably bad because then that bomb is immortalized.
Yeah.
Right.
They're
Yeah.
always
You,
gonna
if
remember
anything,
suck.
you want to have a good set and then kill the
And
crowd.
then
You kill yourself, dude. End on a high note. That's been my time. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and you're gonna Bud Dwyer yourself.
yeah.
Why not?
After a
Like-
great set.
all right, what's your one-liner to be, and then before you blow your fucking brains
It's gonna be
out?
the N-word, dude.
Okay. Yeah. I would say, hey guys, check out this prop gun that I have, and then I would blow
Hey, is this thing on?
it. Yeah.
Well,
Okay,
no,
so
things of like that have happened before. Like magicians when they do the bullet catch.
Yeah. Of
That's
course.
like gone wrong many times, and people have just watched someone shoot
They're
someone.
supposed to fire a blank, and they already have the bullet
Yeah.
in the mouth.
But no, like I did when I was doing the roast battle tournament for you against Priya, and my mic wasn't working. I was like 99% sure the mic wasn't working and no one could hear me, but I was deaf and no one was laughing, and I was deathly afraid to go, "Is this thing on?"
Yeah.
Or am I because there's like the 2% chance that I just can't hear it. So I'm just fucking standing there getting no reaction.
Yeah.
And I was like, I would absolutely not say, "Is this
Yeah.
the fucking
I would
thing?"
say it. It's so fun. It's like a funny thing to say, especially like if it is on.
Yeah. But
But then it wasn't on.
yeah, and
So,
I
like,
was just like, I was 100% sure it wasn't on. And
Yeah.
I was just eating
It worked
dick.
out because the judges then were like, "Oh, you did well, even though your mic wasn't on for the first two jokes."
Yeah.
did you win?
Of course I won.
Hell
He
yeah.
won the whole tournament. That's why he's facing Ben Miller next for the Comedy
Oh,
Fight
wow.
Club
Do
Championship.
you think you're gonna beat that guy?
I'm 100% sure.
Damn,
Yeah.
dude.
Calling a shot.
Where is that gonna
That's
be?
going to be at the stand on June 26th, the last Sunday of June.
We gotta go. We gotta
Stand.
check it out.
Yeah,
This is gonna be a fight to remember.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm gonna strike him physically.
What are you gonna
Yeah.
say?
I'm just gonna strike him.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
You should
Is
bring a
that
gun.
is that in the rule book that you can or can't strike somebody?
It is not in the Comedy Fight Club rulebook.
So
I
it's
don't
n-
believe fighters have ever hit each other at Fight Club, at least during the show.
Yeah, it's gonna be open-handed.
Yes. I believe there has been physical contact at Fight Club
No.
between audience members and comedians.
Who? What happened?
Some caused by the very person in this room.
I wouldn't say caused.
I
Oh,
know.
That was
yours.
funny
Oh,
when
yours.
those
I
drunk
was.
Irish guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Oh,
remember
the
that.
drunk Irish guys were the guys who I threw out.
Oh, right.
You're
yes.
you're talking about that was a audience member and a bar patron.
I said something racist, and then a black guy got punched. Isn't that cool?
Nice. What happened?
Nice. All's well with the world.
Yeah.
That makes sense though. What happened?
I think we might have told the story on the pod before, but basically, I went up against a big black guy.
Yuck.
And my first joke was, "This one looks pretty strong. Let's start the bidding at $100."
Nice. That's very funny.
And then it just got more. That was actually one of the least racist things.
It was
I
very
said.
funny because there was a black guy in the back of the room with his girlfriend who I saw come in, and I could tell we're kind of looking around to see what the show was, which can go sometimes one of two ways. If you don't, so they got there after the opening, so they didn't see me introduce what the show is. But during the first battle, someone did like a Puerto Rican joke, and I remember I saw him yard, "That's racist and funny, racist and funny," and I'm like, all right, they're cool.
And then 135-pound Bobby Sheehan breathed a
Yes.
sigh of relief.
Yeah.
And then Bobby did his joke, and you then your next joke was I can't pronounce. It was Nya Yenafan you were facing.
Shout out, yeah, good guy.
And your
Nya's
joke
awesome.
was I can't pronounce your name, so I'm just gonna call you Toby. And then the black
Random
guy,
name I thought of.
the black guy in the back goes, "You people think this is funny?" And then everyone decided it wasn't funny. And
No one was brave enough to continue laughing or clapping for me after
yes,
that.
and I got
And, nor since.
I got the mic between the rounds, and I, before giving it to Bobby, said, "Now remember, you're not very physically strong. Keep that in mind before you do these next jokes."
I'm a
and I
true
handed
artist.
him the mic, and he opens with, "So Toby."
Which was not the right decision.
And Bobby did not win
And
because
I
it was
decided-
only audience applause back then.
And I decided that I was going to stand next to the biggest man in that room in case there was a confrontation.
Yeah.
And ironically,
It
that
was-
man was Nya Yenafan.
Nice.
Yes.
And y'all was like, he understood. It's
He
like
wasn't mad at me at all.
No,
Yeah.
why would he's a comedian?
Yeah.
And it's a roast battle.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like you fucking confronted him. Like it was like saying all this shit.
You go, hey, here's what I sincerely believe.
Yeah. And then during the next fight, we heard like a commotion happen upstairs, and apparently the guy and his girlfriend were like yelling upstairs, and some random black guy at the bar was like, "I used to do comedy a while back. You got to be able to laugh at everything." And then the girl like jumped and hit him, and like
It's
a
very
fight
funny.
broke out between them.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
I just, I would prefer to make people laugh, but if I can invoke any kind of emotion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true artistry.
Yeah.
Rage.
Have you ever gotten an audience member mad at you, John?
I had a lady throw wine in my face one time, which was pretty
Ooh.
funny.
Jesus.
So she was heckling, but not in the way of just like not realizing we're not actually talking to her, right? So like before, there's a comic before her, and then she. Also, just to not bury the lead, she also tried then messaged me on Facebook to ask me out on a date. by the way.
Ooh.
Hey. Oh,
The
but-
girl who was up
yeah,
threw
who threw
wine in your face.
So anyway,
Hell
so
yeah.
she's doing shit of just like answering people's rhetorical questions and like guessing what punchlines are when people pause. And so some guy before me goes, "Oh, blah blah blah, what do you do?" And she goes, "I'm a special needs teacher." And so then I go up on stage and I do a joke about I said, "Oh, we've all had bad haircuts before." And she goes, "Yes, yes, yes," because she's just like really drunk. And so I go, "Are you a special needs teacher because you're also retarded?" And so then she threw wine in my face, red wine, by the way,
Which
stained.
is actually retarded behavior.
Yeah, it was retarded behavior. And so then I just leave. I might I do my set and leave or whatever. It was. I wish I had it on video, but anyway, I'm at a bar and I'm hanging out with my friends, and she like finds my name on Facebook and messages me and goes, "Oh, blah, blah, I am sorry I did that. Blah, I'm so sorry. Blah blah blah." And I was like, "Okay, what? I don't really care." But I put down my phone to go get a drink. I left my phone at the table, and I go to drink, and then I come back. It's like 2 minutes, and she goes, "Oh, you're not gonna respond? You're a fucking coward. Why are you afraid of me? Blah blah blah." And then like 6 months go by, and then COVID happens, and I'm chilling at home, and she goes, "Listen, you probably don't remember me.
Yeah, I get wine thrown at me every night.
Yeah, I go, I do remember you. And she goes, I was taking medication and drinking when I shouldn't have. I don't do that anymore, and I remember that happening, and I am so embarrassed that I did that, and I'm so sorry." And I go, "Listen, I already forgot about it, right? It's all cool. Don't worry about it." And she goes, "Okay, I'm so happy to hear you say that. Would you like to meet up and get?" I was like, "No, I'm not. No, I don't like you."
Why not, dude?
Yeah, because first of all, it was already Christ-like of me to forgive her.
Right. Yeah.
But how fucking good is it? Like she splashes you with wine.
Well, she
you
also
get her
wasn't-
pregnant.
Yeah, she wasn't hot enough to.
Why not?
Well, John, that leaves you able to do whatever you want on the date,
Right.
and then later message and be like, "Listen, I was drinking on medication.
Yeah.
but
I
I'm a
was on
different person
Ambien.
now."
Yeah.
Or like I got you admitted to assaulting me in public, and if you don't do exactly what I say, I'm gonna go to the police.
Yeah, and I just said, I don't think that's a good idea. And she goes, "Why not? You don't have to be afraid." And I was like, "That's pretty hot. That's pretty hot." and then I just blocked her, and because she just kept harassing me to hang out, and I'm like, "No, first of all, this is when we thought COVID was like real, and I was just like, "No, I don't want to like meet you."
It's so funny that women can there's not enough women don't get rejected enough that their answers to being rejected are always the thing that if any guy said would make a woman want to call the police. You don't have to be afraid. Can you
Yeah.
imagine
Hell
after a girl
let's all
rejects
message
you?
a girl that right now. The same girl. That's all.
Oh, that's the best.
Let's all message the
If
same
we
girl.
just all text a random number, you don't have to be afraid.
You guys want to get my girlfriend's number right now, and you guys, she doesn't know any of you. Just text her. You don't have to be afraid.
You don't have
I
to be
would love
afraid.
to do that. We'll
Let's
do that in
later.
between this and the Patreon, and then tell you what she says.
Listen, gang, I gotta take a monster piss. I'm sorry,
Okay.
this is unprofessional. Can
No
you carry
worries.
the
That's
show?
all right.
I know I've been
I
carrying.
think we're almost done.
Yeah, I think we're at
Yeah.
the.
We got a few more minutes. Yeah. Oh man, that's so funny to just randomly text someone, "Don't worry, you don't have to be afraid."
That's awesome,
Be
man.
not afraid.
God, that's crazy. Also, because like during COVID, there were a lot of people who like reached out to an ex or just like thought about things differently or whatever. The idea of I'm gonna reach out to the guy who I threw wine on in a public forum. That's a wild one.
I got a text from a girl during COVID, and it was like, "Hey, I've had a lot of time to think, and I just want to let you know I still fucking hate you."
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It actually, and this sounds like sour grapes, but when I read it, I really did laugh out loud because
Yeah.
it's surprise. I'm like, damn, you actually are a good comedy writer.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah.
You got any messages during COVID, Joe?
All the
The
time,
baby's
dude.
yours. Please.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Please pay child support. Do the right thing.
Did you send any?
Not really. No, I didn't.
I sent one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was a girl I was dating that all of a sudden ghosted me. And,
Nice.
And then later was like, "Sorry, I ghosted you. Can we meet up?" And like in that moment, I was like, "I'm not mad at you, but I don't want to." And it was one of those things like a few days of not coming later. I was like, "I shoulda."
Yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
should have told her how I felt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I remember there was a girl I was talking to like on Bumble right when the pandemic happened, and we were
Nice.
supposed to maybe meet up, and it was like a few days into like a couple days with the lockdowns there, and she was just like, "We can still meet up. This isn't like real." And it was like a day or two later where it was like, "You can't like go out of your house," and we never met up, and it just, how do you? We'd already been talking for like a couple weeks,
Yeah.
like putting off the first time we were gonna meet up because we just couldn't meet up. It's like
No.
at that point, how are you gonna keep a conversation going with
Yeah.
someone you never met in person
You
before?
won't even get a taste now, dude.
Yeah.
I was fucking trying to hang out with this one girl with giant titties.
Nice.
And we had fucked. And then
Ooh.
COVID was like literally the stay-at-home order. And I was like, how about we hang out one last time?
Nice,
Like, I
dude.
really, I was thinking about those titties the whole time.
Nice.
All of COVID.
All of COVID. Everybody was like, oh no, like thousands of people are dying.
Did you send her like a dick pic and said, "Hey, come get some before it's locked down, before it's illegal, bitch"?
Yeah, and it had been weeks of me not shaving my
I
pubes.
feel 10 pounds lighter.
Nice,
Hell
dude.
yeah.
Welcome,
Yeah.
man.
Did you send any? We were just talking about just texts that were sent during COVID when it was just because it's a weird one where send it to an ex, send it to a guy you threw wine
Well,
in the face.
yeah,
Did
the-
you send any?
I don't think so. There was a girl I was seeing at the time, and then
Okay.
it got we were seeing each other like seriously, and then COVID. She goes, oh, "I'm gonna go back to Colorado to live with my family for 2 weeks." Or we thought it was gonna be 2 weeks till this blows over, right? Because work, she like her job shut down or whatever. And so then I'm trying to like maintain this shit from like Skype or what we did like the movie nights and shit every night, and like we did this whole thing and playing video games together. And then I realized like if I don't message her, I just don't speak to her. So I was trying to play this game of like waiting a week till I hear from her.
Nice.
And I was only
Yeah.
seeing her for like 2 months or whatever, but it was like serious. Anyway, and then I message her. I'm like, hey, I haven't heard from you in a while. If you don't want to, like, I get we're in a weird blah blah blah. If you don't want to do this anymore, just let me know. I don't want to like chase you down. And then she just never replied.
Oh,
and
shit.
then that was March, and then November she hits me up and goes, "Happy birthday!" And I just went,
Thumbs up.
okay, yeah.
That's wild.
And then she hit me up asking me if I knew anybody that was looking for a roommate because she was moving back to New York. And I was just like, well, I bet.
All of this would have been normal
yeah.
behavior if she had. You gave her the fucking hook.
Yeah.
To be like, yes, that's what I want to do.
Because even if she was just like, listen, I don't live in New York anymore. I'd be like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Right. And then she just fucking goes, oh, by the way, can you find me a roommate?
It's
Nice.
weirder to say the happy birthday and find me a roommate without just saying yes. I think we should break up.
You
Like,
gave her the
yeah.
easiest fucking because that's why people ghost usually is they're nervous to do the breaking up.
I always do that. I always hit them with the like. I'm not because I don't like playing the fucking game
Yeah.
either. So I just go. If you don't want to see me, just tell. I also don't like let people get away with it. So I just go. If you don't want to see me, you have to tell me. Otherwise, I'm gonna
Yeah.
keep texting you. But I go, tell me, and then I'll leave you alone. And then
Nice.
they do that.
Blocking the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, tell me.
Although
Yeah.
also-
I hit him with the notebook move. I go,
Yeah.
what do you want? Because
Yeah.
as I'm Ryan Gosling, yeah.
Yeah. Although also like by the fifth or sixth time when you're like, just tell me you don't want to see me
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah. Yeah, I don't
it's
let
not
it-
as
I don't-
cool. It's not as cool anymore.
I don't let it go. I don't let it go.
2 months is fucking wild though. Like I get, even though it's a shitty thing to do, I get ghosting after like fucking like a few times.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the point of like even during the pandemic, you're Skyping with each other.
Yeah.
And then that's wild, dude.
I think you can ghost up to a year.
Oh yeah.
Like children too, like your
Whatever.
spouses. Yeah.
Whatever, man.
yeah.
Like who's why?
Podcasters.
Whatever.
I think
whatever
you should
happens.
wait 17 years before ghosting a child.
Yeah.
John, where can we find you? Where can people see you? Where can
Wait,
we
you want
follow
my,
you?
You want my home address?
Nah, just plug
Okay.
your fucking shit,
All
bud.
right, I host the Bushido Comedy Open Mic, the premier artists mic of New York City, every Friday at 7 p.m. at Revision Lounge, 219 Avenue B at 7 p.m. It's for True Warriors. And then I will be doing whatever Mark Henley's bullshit is February. No, what month is it? June.
I think that'll
June 9th.
that'll have happened already. By the
Oh,
time
okay,
this
never
comes
mind. And then
Out. If it airs, the headliner games.
yeah, the headliner games.
yeah.
And then
Do you know
wherever
how many women he had to
I'm
message?
plugging. Wherever artists can be found.
Wherever artist, what's your Instagram?
At John Ajodah.
Awesome.
JOHNAJODAH.
Yep. And
I'll include a link in the comments.
And,
Yes, and at the end of the month, last Sunday of June, Comedy Fight Club at the Stand. It's an early show again, 5 p.m. But main event for the Comedy Fight Club Championship, John and Joda versus
Not
Ben
even
Miller.
worried about it.
Good.
Not even worried.
Well, John, best of luck to you
God
in
bless
your
you.
upcoming. Thank you for doing the podcast.
God bless you. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy.
Oh, you, John,
All right.
never change, folks. We'll see you next time.
Sic Semper Tyrannis.
And remember, you're never fully dressed without a smile.
I'm cutting that out.
Okay.